Okay. So in last session, which topic we have seen, guys? Prometheus, Grafana. So in today's session, we are going to look into the concept called config map and secrets. And tomorrow, I'll teach about the Argo CD. If we cover this both, your complete, what do we call this one? Docker Kubernetes part will be done. So, and one more thing, basically, for this Saturday, we are not having any session. Why? Because like I'm going for my hometown for the Eid. So next class will be on directly Tuesday. Okay. Just intimating you ahead before. So you'll be having Saturday holiday, Sunday and Monday. 3 days you can get. Monday, Tuesday, no? But I am not taking Tuesday. Tuesday I'll come here. Basically, I thought of going on Sunday and like taking the Tuesday as holiday. But unfortunately, like we had some other work also, so it's better to give before. This will not work. Wait, sign out. Again, I same log into same account. Right. I hope today we don't get any kind of issues. Sir, assignment, a project or task, it should be covered till today. If you practice the concept, that will be enough actually. Anirudh, like I saved your username and password, right? Just come and enter one more time. Okay, thank you. Let me create an EC2 instance for installing Minikube so I can explain the project. Basically, the reason why I said not to do like any assignment, right? There is a specific reason. In Ansible, I gave the assignment. In Jenkins, also I gave the assignment. But for Docker and Kubernetes, I'm not giving. In Docker, I have given. I think Docker, I have given one assignment. But in Kubernetes, I'm not giving. Why? Because there is a reason actually. I'll tell you. No, Ubuntu only. Kubernetes में दिए नहीं अभी तक. Sir, we have interview question till Kubernetes, but what about remaining? So funny, after Kubernetes also we have interview questions. There are Terraform interview questions. AWS also there, okay? Don't worry about the interview questions. Lot of people might think, sir, is this course enough to get a job? I am telling you, strongly I'll tell you, this is enough for 3 to 4 years. You don't need to worry about anything. But some people might have OCD actually. Uh, yeah, in LinkedIn also I posted. Okay. Today I posted the opening. Yeah. That is for fresher, it is 10 to 16 lakhs for fresher. Only AWS is there. Wait, let me show it out for you. Mm. This is the AWS questions. These are Terraform questions only. You can see this Terraform only, okay? So let me install Minikube here. VM mini.sh. Okay, funny. I'll update. Terraform is not done, huh? Don't worry. I'll update. So today's session is about the concept of config map and secrets. Which one? Sir, what is config map and what is secret? See, for example, already we discussed, let's take a container with having database installed. For database container, without passing the username and password, is it gonna work for you? No. So here also definitely pod required the configuration data. Why it required configuration data? I'll tell you. Let's take a simple scenario. See, I have a pod here. Okay, if I create replicas, what exactly will happen? Replicas can create the group of pods. Now for all of this pod, I want to pass the database information. Username is admin, password is Raham123. It is the data. What is data here? User is equal to admin. Like let's take root, and password is equal to Raham123. I'm gonna make it maximize for you. See. Now see, this is the data I want to pass. How many pods I have? 3 pods. So instead of passing the pods, like instead of passing the data for 3 different pods, I can pass the data for the replica set or deployment. Now replica set and deployment can distribute the data or not, sir. This is how exactly config map and secret work. The main purpose of config map and secret is to pass the environment variables. To pass what? Without environment variables, application will not work. Not only environment variable, without the input values, without the configuration, pod will not work. So if you want to pass the configuration for any of the pod, we can use the concept called config map and secrets. Which one? That is what the concept we are gonna explore now. So let me go and explain the concept of config map and secrets. Wait. And remind me to upload the notes. Wait, first of all, let me upload the notes. Why? Because every day I'm missing this one and people are facing a lot of issues. If I upload this now, so it's gonna be clear for my mind. Okay. See, so I'm going to talk about the concept of environment variables. Which one? Environment variables are nothing but it is a way of passing the configuration to containers within the running pod. That means if I want to pass the configuration to containers, I can use a concept called environment variable. To set environment variables, we have two fields. Either we can use env or we can use env from. Sir, what is the difference between env and env from? Means, for example, if you want to pass environment variable directly from CLI, you can use env. No, sir, I want to pass multiple environment variables. So I can take them as a file. Okay. And that I can pass from env from. For example, let's take this case. In this case, how many variables I'm having? Two variables. If I want to pass them from CLI, if I want to pass them from CLI, I can use env. What I can use? No, sir, I don't want to pass them from CLI. I want to pass them from the file. So in that case, I can use env from. Is the difference clear for you now? To pass from CLI, env, but to pass through the file, env from. Sir, you can ask me, sir, why to pass from the file? See, if you have multiple values, it is very difficult to pass the values from CLI. But if it is single value we can pass easily or not, sir? So whenever if you have multiple values, we can put them on a file and we can use env from. Now, if the value is single, I can use env field like this, like that. So env allow you to set the environment variable for a container, specifying a value directly from each variable. Directly means from the CLI. Okay. Env from means allow you to set environment variables for a container by referencing either config map or already I said, sir, if you want to pass multiple values, you need to use file. And whenever if you are using file, so that we are going to take from env from. But if this file is classified into two types, one is config map, second one will be secret. That means if you want to pass data from the file, the first option you have is config maps. Which one? Config maps. Second one will be secrets. Is it clear for all of you now? So if you want to pass data from the file, you can have how many options? Config map and secrets. Okay. So when you use env from, it can work with the key value pair. Either it can be referencing config map or secret. Okay. You can also specify a common prefix string. I'll explain what is the meaning of common prefix string. But as of now, the main point is to pass the environment variable for the container within the pod. You can use env or you can use env from. If you want to pass direct value, env. No, sir, if I want to pass value from file, env from. But if I want to pass value from the file, I have two options. Either I can create config map or I can create file is same. I can convert this file into config map or I can convert the file into. Is the first point clear for all of you know? Online, can you please confirm is the point number one clear for all of you or not? Give me 1 second, guys, just. Okay. So here, if you use CNV from there, we have the config map and secrets. The first one will be config map. So what is the config map means? See, if you want to store the data in a key value pair, okay, or even you want to store data on file, or if you want to pass data from CLI, we can use the concept called config map. But the data should be non-confidential. That means with the help of config map, you can pass the environment variables. You can pass environment variable from key value pair, and you can pass environment variable from the file, and you can pass environment variable from the CLI also. Okay, that can be used by the pods and containers. But here, whatever the data you are passing, it should be non-confidential. That means you cannot pass the username, password, this kind of information you cannot pass. It does not provide any kind of security or encryption. Why we cannot pass non-confidential data means there is no privacy, there is no security and encryption also. And if you want to provide encryption, we can use secrets in Kubernetes, which we can use later. And the limit of config map can be 1 MB. How much? If the configuration data is more than 1 MB, we need to use volumes. I think all of you know how to use volume. Volume can be called as stateful and stateless. Already we discussed. Okay. That is what I written. If I want to use storage, I mean, like if you want to store large amount of data in config maps, we need to use the volume. So this is the complete information about config map. Now I'm going to write it on short and sweet format. First of all, here config maps. Which one? Use it to pass variables. Use it to pass what? Variables. Okay. VARS, I'm writing in a shortcut. Use it to pass variables. So it can pass variables through. It can pass variables through CLI, files, and key value pair. Okay. So data should be non-confidential. Data should be non-confidential. Okay. And why? Because no encryption and security. And later, limit is 1 MB. If more than 1 MB, if it is more than 1 MB, if it is greater than 1 MB, we use volumes. So this is the complete information about the config map and secret. Instead of reading that much of content, straight in forward. Okay, config map, use it to pass the variables, but data should be non-confidential. No encryption and no security. Limit will be 1 MB. And if it is greater than 1 MB, we need to use volumes. Guys, with the help of config map, so you can pass data through the file, through CLI and key value. But the better way of approach is going to be file itself. Which one? File. So in real time, what exactly will happen, wait. If you go to the real time, here I mentioned one point. Sir, in which kind of cases you are going to use the config map and secrets? So if you go and see, I'll tell you where we are using config map and secrets. See, for example, in the use case, the config map is used to configure the application settings, use it to configure the pod or container, and sharing the configuration data by multiple resources. For example, see, for all of these pods, I need to have username and password. So in that case, what I can do, instead of giving separately, if I create a config map, this config map I can pass to the replica set. Now replica set will pass the data to the pods or not, sir? That means instead of giving data for different resource, we can create a config map and distribute to the replicas. And here we can configure the application details also. Okay. But for your clarity, I just configure the username and password of the database. So here we can store the data by using the config maps. In real time, we can store the IP address, URL, and DNS of the application. Here also I shared the username and password of the database like that. So now practically I'm going to show you how to create the config map. First of all, I'll create the deployment call. Let me, I think it's not running. Wait. So here what exactly I'm going to do is I'm going to create the deployment. What is the name of the deployment? Swiggy deployment, and image I'm taking MariaDB. Guys, whenever if you run this one, I'm going to create a deployment with the name of Swiggy DB and image will be MariaDB. Tell me one thing. If you are using database without username and password, is it going to work for you? So automatically this pod is going to be failed now. Let me show you. Wait. Again, what happened today? Till now it is working fine only. I take an Ubuntu. Okay. Let me run it one more time. Expected issue only. Hmm. So it's installing now. Fine. So now here what exactly I'm going to do is I'll clear the screen and I'll run this command. So this command is going to create the deployment actually. So go and run this one. Okay. So I'm copying this command and I'm running it here. Now you can see the deployment got created. Hey man, wait, copied the wrong command. So with the help of the kubectl, I'm creating the deployment called SwiggyDB and I'm getting the pod. Now if I give the command kubectl get PO, are you seeing the pod now? Currently the container is on which state? Creating state. Which state? What happened now? error. So whenever if you get error, the major thing you're gonna do is you can check the command kubectl get events, correct. So now go and check for the errors actually, wherever you got the error. It is telling that you got the warning. The error is back of restarting container got fail. It is telling that the container got fail, but you don't have any kind of resolution for it. See, whenever if you get events, it is going to tell whether it is success or failure, but it won't get the exact output. So why it got failed? In that case, if you go and give the command kubectl get logs. So give the command kubectl logs. Wait. Kubectl logs. And what is the name of the pod here? So and so XYZ pod. If you give this command, then you can get the issue here. What is the issue means? Database is uninitialized with the password option. Okay. You need to specify any one of them. Either you need to specify MariaDB root password, or you need to give MariaDB root hash, or you need to give password. If you don't give the password automatically, this pod is not going to create. So now in this case, whenever if you don't create the pod with proper configuration, you are going to get CLBO. CLBO means crash loop backoff. Which one? The primary reason for getting the crash loop backup is if you don't give the config map and secrets. If application data is not configured, it is not going to create. If you get image full backup, what is the reason? Wrong image configuration. If you get crash loop backup, what is the reason? Not providing the proper configuration. For example, if pods are not creating, what is the resource? Resource quotas. So like this, depending upon the issue, we need to understand the troubleshooting techniques. So now here, if you go and see, there is a command. Can you see the command here? What is the command? What it is? Kubectl set env. What is the meaning of this command? By using the kubectl, I am setting the environment variable. What I am setting here? For deployment, what is the deployment name here? Swiggy DB. And I'm giving the environment variable called MySQL root password raham123. Here, if you can go and see, I am passing the value from CLI. Whenever I'm passing the value from CLI, what I can use here? env. But if I pass from a file, I can use env from itself. So again, I'm giving here by using the kubectl set env. I'm setting the environment variable for the deployment. For the name of the deployment, MySQL root password raham123. Copy this, paste it here. Now automatically, if I give kubectl get PO, is the pod running now? Previously it was on which status? Crash loop backup. But now it is on which status? Running. So if we give the proper environment variable, then only the pod is going to come to the running state. Now I'm deleting this one. What I'm doing here? Deleting. Why? Because I want to create this deployment one more time, but this time I'm gonna pass the environment variable from the file. Already I shown you how to pass from CLI. In the second method, I'm gonna show you how to pass from the file. So give the command kubectl create deployment and name of the deployment. So I create the deployment. Now again, if I give kubectl get PO, what is the thing you are getting? It got error. So give the command kubectl logs and give this one. Are you getting the logs? Fine. So again, you got that there is no specific password. That is the reason it got failed. Now I can use env, but this time I want to use env from. What I'm using? So what I'll be doing is I'll be creating a file called vars. VIM is the name of editor and vars is the name of the file. So I'll be going here, executing the command, and here I'm using MySQL root password and admin. So now see, this is the file I actually want to create as a config map. What you need to create as a? Why? Because if it is not config map, how can we pass to the container? So I'm using the command kubectl create the config map. What I'm using here? From the kubectl, I'm creating the config map. Name of the config map is dbvars. Here I'm using from environment file called vars file. That means here the name of the file is vars. So I'll remove the vars file. The name of the file will be vars. So if I run this command, automatically I'm going to get a config map. Now use the command kubectl get cm. Are you getting the config map? This is the default config map that comes with the cluster. Already, cluster will create some of the components, but it is our component. So give the command kubectl describe CM. Name of the CM will be DB vars. So if you give this command, automatically are you getting the data here? Data means plain data. Username will be admin and password will be Raham123. So coming to the data, we have two type of data. One is user admin. Second one will be password. This is the plain data, and there is one more thing called binary data for config map. But here currently we are dealing with the plain data itself. Sir, once you create the config map, now you are going to give the config map to the containers. So here already you have used env from. Env from means you are going to take from file itself. So what I'll be doing is, again I'm using the command. By using the kubectl, I am setting the environment variable for the Swiggy from the config map called dbvars. Now if I give this command, automatically kubectl get PO. Currently the pod is on which status? Running. So in this way, you can able to pass data from file or you can pass data from the CLI also. I shown you on both methods. So is the concept of passing environment variables clear for all of you? So by using which way I pass the data? I shown you CLI from the file concept also. Clear? Sir, if you want to create the data from manifest file also you can do. For example, let me show you. Let me open ChatGPT. So I'm using here create a manifest file for config maps in Kubernetes. So if you can go and see in this way also you can see this one. Are you seeing this one? So API version V1 kind I am creating config map. Okay. So name of the config map you can see and key 1 value 1 key 2 value 2. So in this way also you can create the config map. But here how I create the config map? I create the config map from the command called kubectl create config map and name of the file. This is the method number 1 and it is the method number 2. You can use any of the method. Of course, lot of the times I shown you manifest file, but this time instead of manifest file, I am showing you how to create config map from CLI. Is the logic clear for you? Know? Yes. But tell me one thing, if you use config map, is the data going to be have privacy and security? Why? Because there is no encryption, right? So confidential data is not able to pass. We need to restrict them. So that is the reason why we are going to use secrets. What we gonna use? Sir, what is a secret in Kubernetes and how we need to use it? See, secrets is to pass the sensitive data in unencrypted format. What? Which format? Sir, in config map, we don't have encryption. That is the reason we came to secrets. But in secret also, we don't have an encryption. Secrets will not have encryption, but secrets will have encoding. Which one? You can see. It use base 64 encoding format. That means instead of encryption, we are going to use encoding. Guys, both config map and secret pass the data, but config map will do it on plain data, but secret will do it on the base 64 encoding. But again, there is no encryption. If you want encryption, we need to use third party tool like Ansible and Terraform Vault actually. Okay. So in real time, we use secrets to store the data like username, password, keys, and certificates actually. Okay. So for example, if password is equal to Raham, so you can do encoding for it. What we can do? Encoding and decoding, both we can do. Of course, you can use, but that is to secure, not to pass the data. To secure the data is different, passing the data is different. Okay. Sir, why we need to use secret? Means if I don't want to expose sensitive information, so we need to use secrets. By default, Kubernetes will create secrets. These will be used for them to communicate inside the cluster. For example, if you can go and see, give the command kubectl get config map. Are you getting this config map here? This is created by Kubernetes. In the same way, if I use kubectl get secrets, are you getting the oh, put -a for all. Are you getting secret? Are you seeing bootstrap token? What is a token? Guys, If it is Docker Swarm, it is my manager and it is my worker node. How manager will communicate to the worker node by using token, correct or not? So Kubernetes also will create one token to communicate internally. But that is the background process. In KOps also you are having master node and worker node, right? But have a created token there? No. Why? Because Kubernetes will automatically create the token in the background. Is the concept clear now? It will do by automatically. Okay. So this is used to communicate from one resource to another resource within the cluster. And the system secrets created, we cannot delete. Even though if you try to delete, it is going to be recreated. You cannot delete this one. So coming to the types of secrets, first of all, we have generic secret. Next to TLS. Third one will be Docker registry. So coming to the generic secret, so it creates secrets from the files, directories, literal means direct value. That means if you want to create secret can be created from the file, it can be created from the directory, and it can be created from the direct key value pair also. Coming to the TLS, basically guys, certificates are gonna be very important for the communication. For example, I have two servers. How the server number 1 and server number 2 will be communicating means with the help of TLS. If you go and check the Docker, or if you go and check the Kubernetes, TLS certificates will play major role. TLS stands for transfer layer security, which is responsible to make communication between one server to another server. And these certificates are gonna be given by the certificate authorities. We have certificate authorities like Komodo, GoDaddy, DigiCert. So these are the certificate authorities. Only these people will give the certificates. These certificates will ensure our data, whatever the data we are using, that will be safer data and secure way of communication. This kind of data also we can be used to storing the secret. Remember, TLS will be very important. What is the purpose of TLS? Use it to establish safe communication between two servers. Okay. And third one will be Docker registry. Use it to get the private images by using the password. So for above the applications, we are going to use the secrets. Generic type, TLS, Docker registry. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the deployment. So first of all, delete them. Kubectl delete, deploy. Swiggy DB. So I'm deleting the deployment here. Now again, I'm trying to recreate the same deployment here. So give the command kubectl get PO. Again, the pod is going to be failed. You know the reason. What is the reason? For database, we require the environment variable to access. Now, what I'll be doing is, I am going to create the like secret from CLI. I'll show on two ways. First one is CLI, second one is from the file. You know the both. So what I'll doing by using this command, kubectl create a secret, generic secret. Which secret? Generic means we can create data from files, data from directories, and data from literal means direct value. See, here you can go and see I'm creating from literal or using the direct key value here. That's it. So by using kubectl, I'm creating the secret. Name of the secret, type of the secret will be generic, and name of the secret will be password. But I'm creating from literal. Literal means direct value. So root password is the key. Raham123 will be the value. Of course, you can create from the manifest file also. Okay. In the same way, instead of config map, you can put the secret. It is also one of the way. Hit enter. Now you can get the command kubectl get secrets. Are you getting the secrets here? Give the command kubectl describe secret. Name of the secret will be password. Are you seeing the secret here? Root password, you can see data, but where is the value? That means it is hiding the data or not, sir. But if you wish to see that data, there is a command called -o YAML. Let me show you. If you use the command kubectl describe secret -o YAML, you are getting the data. Are you seeing the data? Data is on which format? And encoding, encryption is different, encoding is different. If you want to see the plain data, you can use this below command echo-n, whatever the data you can see there, and base64-d. -d stand for decoding. Are you seeing Raham123 as plain data? Or you can put -decode. seeing the data here. So if you wish to see the data, so this is the way. Kubectl get secret, name of the secret hyphen o AML, and give the content echo hyphen n and give base 64 hyphen d, or you can give hyphen hyphen decode. Now, how I am going to set this password secret to my pod is same command. Kubectl set the environment variable for the deployment. What is the deployment name here? Swiggy DB. And here hyphen hyphen I can use hyphen hyphen from. What I can use hyphen hyphen from. I am passing the data from the secrets. What is the name of the secret here? Password. Name of the secret is password here. Okay, you can see password. Same command you have, I have given that. Okay. So if I go and give kubectl get PO, again the password is gonna be fail here. Why? Because you need to attach the prefix here. What we need to attach? Sir, here you created the root password, but before root, we need to give MySQL hyphen or not, sir? If you directly give root password, it won't take. You need to provide MySQL underscore. Again, set the environment variable. Set the environment variable for the deployment call new database and hyphen hyphen from name of the secret will be password and prefix I am giving MySQL. What I am using? MySQL. And here deployment name. What is the deployment name here? Swiggy DB. Wait, small I have given. Yeah. If you hit enter, now go and check the ports. It is running now. Is it running now? Previously, in the same command, you forgot to give MySQL here. While you are setting the password, you can see. You need to give MySQL underscore root underscore password. But what you have given here, simply you give root underscore password. So MySQL is missing now. So I'm using prefix here, MySQL. This point I said in the starting of session. What I said here, this you can also specify a common prefix string. Is it clear for all of you know? So this is the way how the config maps and secrets are going to work for you. So is the concept of config maps and secrets clear for all of you know? Online, can you please confirm me? Is the concept of config maps and secrets clear for all of you or not? Can you please confirm in chat box? Clear, clear, clear. Fine. Great. So now in today's class, I'm gonna tell you how to set up the alerting rules for Prometheus and Grafana. Basically, I haven't said this concept for you, right? It's not a part of your syllabus, but on my interest and towards your passion, I am telling this concept for you. So if you want to set up the alert rules for Prometheus Grafana, what exactly you're gonna do is, first of all, install Prometheus here, Grafana node exporter. I already have the script, right? Okay, I can use this script. And even let me take some separate server freshly. It is better. It will run, but I'll take some separate server. Why? Because I want to make it fresh for you. I'll delete this one. But online, can you please confirm is this concept clear? If it is clear, I can go to that concept. But I'm not getting response from you online. Oh, already you gave. Sorry, I forgot. Wait. So guys, setting the alerts is gonna be very, very easy, but the configuration is a bit lengthy, but I'll try to explain for you. And again, it is not a part of your work, but again, you need to have some clarity about monitoring. Let me take the server as PGN. And if time permits, I'll show you the logging activities also, how to get the logs and how to send the logs also. If time permits, again, it's a outer part of your syllabus. See, I doesn't care about the syllabus. I want to give the concept for you. Okay. Even I never see what is the syllabus copy for you and like what are the things I want to cover. So it's like, so I launch Amazon EC2 here. And here what we're going to install now? PGN script. Basically, I'll ask you a question in the meanwhile. I'm seeing a lot of posts in the LinkedIn like don't pay any money for the paid courses. Everything is free on internet. Have you seen any kind of post like this? Lot of people, mostly influencers are like YouTube, like who are running the YouTube channel, and these people will tell. They tell that like no need to pay any amount. You can learn a course on my like YouTube channel. Okay. So and instead of telling that they are gonna tell, don't pay to the institutes. It's completely a scam. Okay. I'll ask you one question. Like the people who is telling like this, basically I have a question for them. You have a YouTube channel. You explain the concept of EC2. Now what you are telling, instead of going for the institute, come to my YouTube channel and learn. Instead of telling that, you are telling like institutes are completely waste. Okay, I'll come to your point now. For example, in your case, you explained the video of like EC2 instance. It was 1 year ago, correct? Now the console got changed. Now with a fresh user who is seeing that YouTube channel, if you get any kind of doubt, are you going to resolve his doubt? Huh? Are you going to guide him? Huh? Or if any kind of issue is get, are you going to reply him? Huh? Why? Because this trend is going on YouTube as well as like LinkedIn a lot. Guys, guidance is very, very important. If you can't get the guidance, it's going to be very, very difficult. If you go to any YouTube channel, they will give the content, but will they give the guidance? Just try to mail them and see whether they are going to respond or not. They won't. Okay, don't believe this kind of stuff actually. The reason why I'm telling is some people might believe this kind of stuff actually. Why? Because they don't have the practical knowledge, they don't see the real world scenarios now. So for those people, I'm telling this one. Yeah, they will also. They said that institute are people scamming by taking the money. Of course, you have the YouTube channel. Run your YouTube channel without adding promotions, without Google ads. Run your YouTube channel if you dare. Nobody will do it again. Everybody will do the YouTube promotion. Eh? Yeah, they have monetization, so they can earn. I'm telling like instead of telling on this way, like they are blaming the institutes actually. I don't know why. Of course, if I come to their way, I'll ask again one more question. If they believe on self learning, if they promote self learning, I'll ask only one question. Even they too have kids, na? I'll ask them not to send their kids to the school. You train them on your home. Why? Because you believe on self learning. Now apply on your kids and then tell to the remaining people. Like completely bullshit things actually, these are. Like I am seeing a lot of this kind of stuff in the recent days actually. That is the reason I'm sharing my views on it. Telling is easy, man. If you have LinkedIn account, you can tell whatever you want. But making it into practical is not very easy. Okay. So I'm logging to the Grafana server here and I'll show you how to set up the alerts actually. It's again a very big process and you need to have the Google account for it. Okay. So we need to change the Google settings here for your email to get the alerts. And the same way of alerting will be applicable for your Jenkins also. In Jenkins also, you can get the alerts in the same way. If you learn one thing, second thing will be very easy. So I'll give the new password here. 123. Okay. So guys, if you want to set the alerts, so this is the way how you are going to set them. Let me show you the process here. It is going to be very big process, but you need to learn this one at any cost. Now here. Okay. So the first thing what you're going to do is in the browser, go and open my Google account. What you need to open? My Google account. So in this browser, I'll open my Google account. So in the Google account, you need to go for security section. Which section? Already I have my account, DevOps where I have, so I can go. Are you seeing the DevOps where I have my account? In the security section, there is an option to check two-step verification. So first of all, you need to make it on. That is what I mentioned here. In the two-step verification, you need to go for the app password. Is my two-step verification on here? So guys, definitely you need to enable this one. If you don't enable, it is not going to work for you. Next. So two-step verification, now you can go and check my password is given and everything is fine here. Now if I go back, there is a section called app passwords. Which one? App passwords. So go back here. If I go back here, am I seeing app passwords here? Pass keys and securities. Are you seeing this one? If you scroll down, so these are my like complete sessions for my thing. If you go to password manager, wait. It is my password. Wait, where is my password section? Are you seeing app passwords here? Select the app password. What is the name of the application here? Grafana. So guys, however, the naming convention I have given. So where it go? Where it gone again? So the major thing you need to understand is whatever the data I have given here, you need to give the same data to get the like alerts, or otherwise it's not going to work for you. So if you go and check here, so what is the name of the application here I'm using? Grafana. So if you set up like this, and if you create here, you are going to get a password. So this password you need to copy paste. Sorry man, I forgot to copy. Wait. Grafana, click on create, and you can get a password. Are you seeing the password? Make sure you copy paste this password somewhere else. After copying this one, now go back here and click on done. Okay. The next step you're gonna do is in your server, you need to go to the SMTP settings of your Grafana. There is a file called etc grafana grafana.ini. Go to here. In the line number exactly 892. Which line number? So go to colon 892. So in this line, you are going to add the data. So here what I'm going to do is I'll copy paste the complete data. You need to add them. Okay. I'll copy it and I'm going to paste it here. So and again you need to edit this one, guys. So I'm using SMTP server here. The server has been enabled now. And coming to the host section here, host will be smtp.gmail.com and 587. And coming to user, so here you need to specify your email ID. What you need to specify? Email ID. And after that, coming to the password here, whatever the password you copied previously, the same password now you are going to provide here. So already my password is saved here. I'm gonna copy this one and I'm gonna provide it here. Okay. So I'll be going here and I'll be sharing it here. And next, leave the configuration as it is. You don't need to modify anything. Whatever the things I said, only modify that things. So skip verification. I don't want to verify this one. I'd like to skip this one. And from email address, I want to get the data from DevOps Raham at the email like gmail.com, and the name will be Grafana. Which one? So I'll make it small. Of course, here I have given small. Na? Of course, it doesn't matter, but I'm giving the name as like Grafana only. Let me make it here also small g. That's it. So here I'm SMTP server, I'm making it enable. So user is devopsraham@gmail.com. That means for this email, you are going to get the notification about Grafana, and it is the password what I set for my application. Okay. I am skipping the verification process, and I'm going to send the details to this particular user from the application name called Grafana. The moment if you say this one, we need to reload the Grafana service and we need to check the status. Why? Because we modified the configuration, right? Whenever if you modified, you need to check the status. It's completely running now. Now in the console, you need to go to the contact point. You need to go for name and email. So let me go and let me show you this one. If I go to my contact point here, in the alerting section, are you seeing contact points? Let me write this one also. Why? Because you might be confused. Where is the alerting like rule here? So in the alert rules, you need to go for contact point. Okay, alert rules will be on dashboard, Grafana dashboard. Go for Grafana Dashboard is not required. Grafana server, fine. Okay. So here, first of all, you need to click on create contact point. So what is the contact point here? Name. Like I'll use Grafana. Anything is fine. And coming to integration, I'm integrating with the email itself. But instead of email, you can use Google Chat, you can use Kafka, or you can use PagerDuty, or you can use Slack. Already we discussed, right? We can integrate Grafana with PagerDuty, Slack, and Microsoft Teams to get the email. Already we discussed. Even we have Telegram option also, if you see. But I'll go with the email. So what is my email here? DevOps by raham@gmail.com. So if I click on test, now it is gonna send one test notification. So if I check this notification, if it is working properly, then my mail is properly synced. If I go to Gmail, let me go and verify this one. So it is my Gmail. You can go and check whether I have received this one or not. So now you can go and check here. If I go and see, are you seeing test alert from Grafana? This is telling that you have the dummy alert. That means you have properly configured your SMTP server to the Grafana. Now Grafana will send alerts for you. So this is the step number 1. So creating the application password in our Google Mail, giving that password to the SMTP server and checking the configuration. Is it clear for all of you till now? Online, can you please confirm me, is the concept clear for all of you till now? Okay. So next year, what you're going to do is, sir, after you done with the account verification, now you are going to set the alert rules. What you going to set? Alert rule means, for example, if your CPE percentage is more than 50%, you want to get the notification. Or if your memory percentage is more than 50%, you need to get the notification. So now going to the alerting rules, go back to your console. So go for the alert rules. In the alert rules, click on new alerting rule. In the new alerting rule, you need to set the alert rule name. So I'm going to get this alert as alert 1. Alert 1. So define query. So in the define query, you need to go and check this one. So name will be, alerting name will be Grafana. So if you can go and see, rule name I can give Grafana. Of course, rule name can be anything here. So define condition. Guys, here you need to choose these conditions actually. So in the expression A, you can go and check. Here I have selected this one. Metric, I want to get the CPU node seconds. So if I go and see, in this one, sorry, where is this one? You appear to know have no compatible data source. Okay. Basically, wait. I created the Grafana dashboard, but data source is not available. I need to configure Prometheus. I forgot this point. Wait. Basically, after installing this Prometheus and Grafana, I need to set up the data source. But unfortunately, I forgot. If there is no Prometheus, how can Grafana get the data? That is the reason it is not giving me. So copy this one. Data source, Prometheus. Yeah. Here, go and give the values. That's it. Now click on save and test. So once it got saved, now you can go for alerting rules. Go for new alert rule. So alert rule name will be Grafana. Now you can see here, this option is enabled. Previously, there is no this option. Okay. So coming to define query condition, Prometheus is my data source here. And coming to the metric, select metric, I need to get the CPU node seconds. What I need to get? CPU total second. No, sir. For example, if I want to get the memory information, what you can take here? Memory. So I can go and check here memory active bytes. Are you seeing memory active bytes? Like this. No, sir. For example, if I want to get the load, if I want to get the load of the server, so I can select the load. So as of now, I'm going for CPU total seconds. But guys, you can select whatever you want. Now coming to the label here, you need to select here CPU. But if you can go and check here, wait. You can go and check here what I have given here. Where it is? Yeah, here. Here I have given this one. So node metric second and instance I need to get the 9100. So wait, select label. Sorry, instance I need to select. Instance and value here I need to give localhost 91. That means from my local host with the 9100, you need to fetch the node CPU total seconds. If I fetch this value, you need to give the expression here. What is the meaning of expression? What is the minimum and maximum value? For example, in the input A, I am giving the function as last and mode as strict. So if I go input function as I am selecting here, what I need to select? Last. So by default, it is going to be last and the mode will be strict. And in the input B, I need to give the value. That means, for example, if your value is more than some X percentage, so then only you are going to get it. Wait, again it got, why it is going down all the ways? Fast. STRACT. Let me copy this and paste it on separate server. Why? Because it is like going all the time to the down. Wait. So now here you can go and what is the value I'm giving? 0.7. That means if the value is more than 70%, then you are going to send me the alerts. But here you can put 0.2 also. Okay. So like this, you are going to add the values. Now after adding the values, the last thing you need to go for folder CPU and elevation group you are going to give for and pending period you need to give for 30 seconds. So folder will be CPU. Folder name will be CPU. Click on create. And here elevation group is also going to be CPU. Click on new CPU. And what is the evaluation of interval time? I'm going to give it as 30. Yes, stand per second. So after configuring all of this one, now if you want to add any kind of label, you can get the label. So if you give this one and click on save and exit the rule, wait, there is contact point required. What is the contact point we are having? Grafana default email. Already we configured this one, right? So go ahead and check. Now what will happen, in the CPU folder for every seconds to your mail, you are going to get the new Grafana alerts. Wait for it. For every 30 seconds, now we'll be getting the new data. No. I said the period of 30 seconds. Now, for every 30 seconds, it will get. But if you want more than, for example, if you want to put some other configuration, you can put some other configuration. Here, my major index is to show the how the emails are triggering for the server. So your last email was 19.2. It is Google Social Primary. Wait for some time. And of course, if you want to give stress, Amazon, Linux, extras, install, epel hyphen, right. And now use the command yum install stress command. For every 30 seconds, it's going to trigger an email now. It is on pending status now. Wait, let me click on refresh. Pending, wait. So I'm installing stress and I'm giving some stress to my server here. So I'll give it for 100 seconds or like I'll give it for some X seconds as per my requirement. I'm giving it for 100 S. So now automatically in the alert rules, now as per the configuration, this alert will trigger to my email. It is telling that currently your CPU is not more than 70%. That is the reason why it is not triggering. But here I am installing some stress now, so wait for some time. It is telling that pending, pending from last 2 minutes. Why? Because it is telling that last evaluation done few seconds ago. But there is no change in the CPU. Are you seeing the mode here? All of this mode. This is a normal mode only. Why? Because my CPUs were like working normally. But if anything is going as per my expectation, so I'll be getting an email now. If you can go and check. Are you seeing the pending status again one more time? Few seconds ago, the evaluation done. Now, if I go and click on refresh, oh man, my storage is full actually. Like, let me go to alert rules. Let me click on refresh. I think it's taking some time to send the emails, but it need to come. Let me check here. Last email I got is 12 seconds ago. So CPU time I have given interval for every 30 seconds. Let me make it for 5 seconds. Wait, because I want to make it immediate. Okay, minimum has been 10 seconds. Wait, sorry. So evaluation is working fine. Are you seeing one rule is firing now? Wait. You can see the firing messages now. If you can go and check the Google Mail, so that email is going to be triggered now, but it is taking some time to replica. But here, if you can go and check, 5 minutes. If you go and check, it is firing. But here, like due to having like my email is completely stored, so you are going to get the notification link. But here you can like see complete it is firing. Firing means it is gonna send the trigger for my email. That's it. Are you seeing firing for 45 seconds? And if I go and expand row, it is gonna tell I have gone 6 firings. That means all of these are alerting modes. Which modes? Alerting. But unfortunately, my email is not receiving this one due to like having the complete email storage. Here also like it's not receiving anymore. Basically, this need to send to my email, but it's not sending. Why? Because my email is completely occupied with the data, right? That is the reason. But you can see firing. What is the meaning of firing here? Firing means sending the data to the alerts actually. Notification policies. Let me go for trainings. So these all are recording in the firings only. Export group role, record roles, edit group role. Wait. Why it is not replicating? Let me go and search for Grafana. Are you seeing it now? It is happening now. 1916, I got the message. If I go and click here, are you seeing the Grafana is firing the data or not, sir? So this commit exactly 1 minute ago. Which one? No. Sometimes what happened, it is not going to replicate like as per our expectation. If you go and see 6 times, I got the alert. How many times? 6 times. Okay, go and search on Grafana. Now you can see 6 times we got the email. Why? Because the 6 times the data has been breached up to the 70%. You can see what is the first value here? Greater than 70 or not, sir? What is the second value here? 0.9. Third value again 7.1. So you can see the data is increasing for every 30 seconds. So for every 30 seconds, we are going to get the details. But unfortunately, like it is not showing on the main folder, but it need to show. If you can go and see in my inbox, it is not showing. So let me go here. Let me check on spam actually. Spam, it is not showing. Schedules, drafts not. That is the reason I searched here. Like sometimes it won't show here like where it is saving. It need to be come on update actually. Are you seeing updates here? It need to be come on this folder. But if you observe here, whenever if you get any update in the tab, it is gonna say you have new update, but it is not showing here. Why? Because sometime it won't show as per the expectation. But at that time, just to go and search for Grafana. So automatically your emails are going to be triggered. So last we get the trigger of 1916. That means after 716, are we getting emails? Are we getting or not? Yes, sir. Where you are getting, man? Your last email triggered at 1916. Why? Because at 1916, sorry, at 1916 means 716, our data is up to the mark. That means our CPU is more than 70%. But from 716, our CPU is less than 70%. Na? That is the reason it is not triggering the email for us. So in real time, whenever if you get data like this, whenever if you get any kind of CPU utilization or memory utilization more than the above value, you are going to get the alerts like this. So now support team will log into the server and they are going to check what is the issue. This is the complete work of the monitoring. Which work it is? But as a DevOps, we don't involve in these activities much, but it is better to know how to set up the alerting rules. So is the concept of setting the alerts rule clear for all of you know? Yes. Even if I go to spam here, in spam section, are you seeing this anywhere? No, sometimes it won't show here also. That is the issue. That is the reason I just go and try it here. Just go on here and type Grafana. Okay, that's it. So whenever if you don't get this one, just please go and search on the search box. That's it. So that's it for today's session, guys. Now is the concept of setting the alert rules clear for all of you know? That's it. Only can you please confirm is the concept clear for all of you or not? Can you please confirm this on chat box? That's it. So in today's session, we have seen the concept of config map and secrets. And apart from that, what we have seen? How to set the alerts for the Grafana. Basically, a lot of the time, like nobody will show how to set the alerts, but it is better to know to how to set the alerts. Why? Because if you are going with some experience, now this is going to helpful for you. That's it. So the notes I'm giving to the Google Classroom, you can take it from it. So now if you are having any queries, you can ask me now, online and offline. If you are having any queries, you can raise your hand, and offline you can ask me now. LinkedIn. That is not for you guys. Basically, your course is not done yet. Na? Okay. Once your course is done, I'll provide the links for you on Telegram channel. Like if you ping me, I'm gonna send the apply link for you. But don't apply now. Why? Because you're still learning now. Don't need to worry about it now. So online, any queries from your side? And offline, any queries from your end? If you don't have any queries, we can wrap. Why? Because other people are waiting for the demo again here. Okay then. Okay, thank you online. Thanks for joining today's session and thank you offline. Let's connect on tomorrow's session. Have a great day. Bye.